All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Season 2, Episode 6 of Role Players. We've got the normal cast and crew in the seats today. Dylan Walt to my right and Mr. Reese Britt back in the chair. It's good to have you back, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Doing his thing on the golf course. We can always appreciate that.
Trying to.
Hey, guys, how we doing? March Madness is here. How we feeling? Are we getting goosebumps yet? Are we getting excited?
I'll say this that first commercial of the
You're a fiend.
I mean, dude,
You're a
it gives
fiend.
me goosebumps every single time I see that because March is just a special time. Like you can get some teams that have no business competing with another team.
Nope.
And they'll go out and they'll just play so hard. And they won't play for themselves. They'll play for the name on the front of their jersey, not the back. And I know that's cliche, but that's how you beat 1 seeds. That's how you beat 2 seeds if you're 15. Like I love it, man. I love it.
I mean, it's March, man. It's like Cinderella right now. It's full of Cinderella stories. I'm excited. Everybody hooping right now. This is the perfect time. This is where you find, your place in the draft if you want to go to the NBA. And for the ladies, if you're a senior on the way out, perfect time to slide up in the draft. Or even next year, transfer portal. You never know what some of these players might do. So I'm bound to find some more favorite players this year. I always do around this time.
Yeah, there's always that kind of moment where a player becomes a big name because of March Madness because, he plays for one of these Cinderella teams, and he's kind of like the captain or kind of the most charismatic guy, and that's always kind of cool to see these guys who normally don't get any spotlight, because of who they play for. And let's be honest, the starter for Duke is going to get much different attention than the starter for St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
That's just the reality of the world we live in. But it's cool to see when those guys do get the attention because they are. I mean, they're athletes. They may not be quite as talented as maybe some other guys, but they're still athletes, and they're still extremely hardworking at what they do. So it's always cool to see the little guy get his time in the sun.
Absolutely.
So, but let's get on here as again, March Madness is upon us. The tournaments, both brackets are set. UConn, the defending national champs, will be the number 1 overall seed as they will take on the ASUN champion.
Yep.
The Stetson Hatters. So, hey, guess what? You won your conference. Your first time ever going to the March Madness tourney. Congratulations. You play the best team in the tournament, and you got to beat the defending champs.
You pay the price.
Yeah. That's your reward. Take it or leave it. Arguably, some of the craziest storylines we've seen. First of all, we'll get to the number 1 seeds, include UConn, North Carolina, Houston, and Purdue. Those are the 4 number 1 seeds. Purdue, we'll see how they do. Houston, again, they've kind of been a consistent team, but I think we all can agree UConn's probably the best team in this tournament without a shadow of a doubt. I don't know, you're saying no, but we'll get to that later. I know you probably aren't going to say that because I know you're biased. You're biased.
I'm partial. We'll wait.
Because I love where your head's at. I love where his head's at.
I know exactly.
I told you that, though.
I know you did.
I told you that
I know
from
you
the beginning
did.
of the season.
I know you did.
I know exactly where you're going. You're going. I don't know where he's going, but I know where you're going.
You have no idea where I'm going.
I know where you're going.
Come on,
You have
baby.
no
Come
idea.
on, man.
Don't
act different.
You know who doesn't know where he's going? That would be the Long Beach State coach, Dan Monson. As we wanted to talk about this crazy storyline, and we've got some other crazy storylines. Last night, Virginia got mollywopped, and people were saying they shouldn't have been in. A team like Oklahoma or Pittsburgh should have been in.
Pittsburgh, yeah. Indiana State.
Yep, Indiana State. What's the guy's name? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's hilarious.
What was it? It was something with his glasses. It was like play on words of Larry Bird. But
he's a baller though.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he can play.
But anyway, Dan Monson, the coach at Long Beach State University, he had been there for 17 seasons and still technically is. But he was informed that he was going to be fired after the Big West tournament, but they said they would allow him to finish out coaching the tournament. What do? They win the whole tournament. And so now they're in the March Madness. They're sitting at the 15th seed.
It'd be crazy if they won.
They play Arizona, I believe. I've got the bracket up here.
That's a team that they can beat.
Arizona.
Arizona is the most fraudulent team in the bracket. and I'll
I
hands
would say
down
Florida. Florida just lost their best player.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
but
Kansas did too, though.
Kansas did
but
too.
They're a 7 seed. Like, you can't, and they're a 4 seed. Like, I mean,
But
Arizona's a 2.
just because Arizona been inconsistent, don't mean they can't lock in for 4 or 5 games.
That's true.
And at least get to the
But-
Elite Eight.
They haven't.
But it's like you said, boy, if they find a way to just even win one game,
Who?
Long Beach.
Oh,
State.
Long Beach. Yeah.
I mean, how crazy is that? Like, if you're the coach and you're sitting there looking your athletic director in the face, going, "Don't you feel stupid right now?"
Yeah.
Let's just say that
Don't-
athletic director's probably not going to be employed by Long Beach
I would
State.
hope
for a
No,
not.
while.
they have to make it back to the tourney next year after he's fired, and then he's going to lose his job if they don't.
Dude,
Yeah.
this is why you don't fire someone, or if you are going to fire someone, just fire someone.
Yeah, don't let them because, I mean, gosh.
Or
That's,
just wait to the end.
Because this is a terrible PR moment for Long
Yes.
Beach State. Like, it's great for the coach. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's making the school look stupid, but
What's interesting, too, is he's going to get another job, probably a better job
Yep.
than Long Beach State
Because of
he
this.
made the tournament.
Yeah.
You saw it last year with St. Peter's coach. Gosh, I can't remember his name. But he went to Seton Hall, and so it's like
Oh, he
you
went to
see
Seton.
these.
Oh, that's
yeah, he went to
legit.
Seton Hall. So it's like you see these guys that just make it to the tournament that get higher coaching jobs the next year just because they did so. You
Well, it's
know?
just like football. You know, we got
Exactly, yeah.
our guy Scotty Walden, you know, take the UTEP job because he did really well here at Austin Peay. But yeah, I mean, if you're the president or the AD of Long Beach State, you just got to be looking at yourself like, what are we doing, guys?
Yeah.
If you're gonna fire him, just fire him.
yeah. Oh, I mean,
Because then
ultimately.
it'd be a cool story for the assistant coach to make it to the tournament.
Yeah.
And
Now
now
you
he's
just-
going to get a better job.
Yeah, but now you just look stupid. Like, are you gonna go back and be like,
We apologize.
actually, we're gonna give you a raise.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you an extension.
yeah.
And please accept our sincerest apologies. And if I was the coach, I'd be like, okay, I'll do it if that guy's fired. I'll
Yeah.
do it if the AD's fired.
Or you just sit there and you're like, well, sorry guys, but no, you fired me. Like, I'm gonna take a better job.
Hey, actually, Kansas State is calling me right
Yeah.
now. Or actually, you know what? Vanderbilt's calling me right
Oh
now.
yeah, Vanderbilt.
You know, they're
Ah.
giving me a call right now. Maybe I'll just tell you guys to kick rocks.
I
and-
wouldn't take the job at Vandy.
Yeah, I was just
Hey,
gonna say that.
I would say if you're coaching at Long Beach State, you're taking the job at
Ain't that,
Vanderbilt.
is that Stackhouse?
That's a
Well, Stackhouse is gone.
Yeah, I know you gone,
Thank
but
the,
that was
thank
yeah, that
the
was
Christ,
yeah.
the whatever God you
Yeah.
worship or whatever you worship. Thank him or her that he's gone. Thank
No,
God he's gone.
yeah.
he was so
Yeah, he
bad,
was
this
bad.
year,
He was bad.
which is so weird because last year they finished the season really strong, made a run, kind of had a little bit of a glimmer of a chance to make the March Madness tournament,
Dookie Beans.
and then this year, Dookie
They're
beans.
so
That's a good
bad.
way to describe it. Dookie beans, but yeah, they just fell off a cliff. That's crazy.
That was bad.
But anyway, so I wanted to ask you guys. We each made a bracket for our group role players. Trey made a bracket, Paige made a bracket, even Isabella made a bracket.
hey, let's go.
So, what is your dark horse in your bracket? Like, who do you see as like the team that nobody's going to talk about and is going to make a run? I will pull up mine because I think we should all pull up ours.
Yeah, I'll pull
first of
up
all,
mine real quick.
I think my name is the best out of anybody. The Royal Madness.
Bruh, how do you pull it, bruh, Reese? How do you
What?
pull it back up? Well, make sure I ain't
The-
tripping.
You got to go to like the group, and then it's like once you click the name of the bracket, then it'll pop up. So like mine's.
You don't like my name, Beast Bracket?
No, I think that was so cliche.
Dude, come on.
That was
That's
so
good.
cliche.
But to answer your question, because I love this question, because if anybody knows me on a personal level, I am a sucker for the underdog. I love the underdog story.
Which
and-
we all do.
Yeah,
Or most of
exactly.
us do.
And all of my friends know that. But there's 2 teams in the tournament, and I've got one of these teams making it all the way to the Final Four. And this is a bold pick, but everybody's talking about them right now. It's the 12-5 matchup between McNeese State and Gonzaga. Now, McNeese State, they went 30-3 this year.
Beating Mississippi College of Women.
Dude, they won their. I mean, bro, are you
Dude.
serious?
Dude, bro, dude.
Dude,
They
come
beat
on.
they beat like 4 teams that I quite literally never heard of,
Congrats.
including the Mississippi College.
Every
of-
team does that.
I understand that.
Austin Peay literally played like who did they Life? They played Life like Christian, whatever. I
Yeah,
mean,
but we beat Life. We didn't beat a
it's
university.
a chiropractic school.
We didn't beat a school that was designed for women that now has men's sports.
Life is worse than Mississippi University for women.
No, I would not say so.
Yeah, that's exactly what it
No
is.
shot.
All right, well, anyways, I've got McNeese State. They've got Will Wade, the former LSU coach that got busted for paying players and on the phone. So he's a good ball coach, not for those reasons, but he made LSU into a good program.
Probably
They've
doing the
got-
same stuff at McNeese State.
Probably, but I don't know how you can recruit to McNeese State, but that's beside the point.
It's in Texas.
It's in Louisiana.
Oh, is it? No, that's right. I'm
Louisiana.
thinking of another school.
Yeah, but I've got McNeese State going all the way to the Final Four. They're going to beat. Let's see, they got to beat Gonzaga. They
Final
beat
Four.
Kansas. They beat Purdue, and they beat Creighton. Oh my God!
That's
tripping on
aggressive.
Creighton.
Let's go.
Tripping on Creighton.
Okay, all
And
right.
then hold on, one more, and then I got James Madison. James Madison's going to beat Wisconsin. They're going to beat Duke, and then they lose to Houston in the Sweet 16.
Bro, pull it up on my laptop. I don't know where I'm going.
What
All
are
right.
you?
Y'all know I don't know how to
Dude,
work
dude.
technology, bro.
Okay, well, I'll say this. The team that I have is Vermont because I read something on ESPN when they were going through the bracketology is that Vermont's won like 19 out of their last 20 games. And so I'm sitting there, I'm staring at a 13 seed, Vermont, going to play Duke.
There it is.
Thank you.
And I'm like, okay, this is like, this is perfect.
It's on there.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You're going to have Vermont upset Duke because everybody likes to beat Duke.
But Vermont is just not like I don't know, dude.
You can't. Okay, you're gonna compare.
Vermont,
You're gonna sit
they
there.
are-
You're gonna sit there and talk about McNeese State
Yes, because okay,
over Vermont.
McNeese State has two guys that average over like 15 points a game, and one guy that averages 18 points and is an absolute playmaker. He averages 18, 5, and 5.
Okay. Well, listen. I'm just winning. I don't care who winning. Win. If you win, I don't care who it is against. Now, granted, if that's against the University of Women's College at Mississippi or whatever it's called, then that's fine. But I'm telling you, there is something about Duke
Yeah,
that
I
teams
agree.
just want to
It's-
get up for.
It's Duke. I mean, you don't need no extra motivation.
Exactly. So they're going to go. They're going to beat Duke. They're going to beat Wisconsin in the round of 32. They are going to
Tripping.
lose in the Sweet 16 because Sweet 16 is when you kind of see these Cinderella stories die, right? It's kind of where they're
Yeah.
like, all right, these guys are done. But yeah, so Vermont's going to get to the Sweet 16. I do have not really many other upsets in this bracket. I do have NC State upsetting Texas Tech, just
too.
because like, and NC State's kind of another one of those teams that I'm
Yeah.
like, I can see them making a run, just because like this year it's kind of similar to how they won the national
It's
championship
their year.
back. Yeah, they won the national championship back in '83 the same exact way. They won the ACC tournament, and they just survived and advanced the whole way. That was the Jim Valvano led team.
Yeah.
But interesting factoid. This is for Paige. No, excuse me, not Paige, but Isabella Christensen. I found out the other night that Nebraska is in this tournament as the 8th seed.
Yeah.
They are the only Power 5 team to never win a tournament game.
Wow, and they're not going to win one in this one.
Well, I do in this bracket. I have them beating Texas A&M and advancing. Now they are going to get beat to Houston promptly afterwards.
Okay, that's fair.
But should we make like a little wager? Not obviously financial because we're at a university and we can't do that.
Yep.
But should we do like a little like, funsies wager?
What you got?
Yeah,
I don't
what do
know.
you got?
Like, should we make it like the loser gets embarrassed a little bit? Or
I'm down. I ain't never ducking.
I think it would just be between the
ain't
three of
never
us.
I ain't never ducking.
Yeah, it'd just be between the three of us. Obviously, the people in the back, we're not going to make them part of this. But like, should we do like a little wager between the three of us?
How about? Oh gosh, this I don't want to do that.
No. Well, is it appropriate?
No, it's not inappropriate. But I was saying whoever loses and this would really only be for me and you because Dylan doesn't really follow have a team, but like I would have to wear like a Vanderbilt something for a show, and then like
I
vice
like that.
versa. If I win, you'd have to wear like a Tennessee something.
I like that.
orange.
So if Dylan loses, do we make him wear? Oh gosh, what would you?
we have to make him say
Who's a player
Michael
that you-
Jordan is better than LeBron James.
I would say who's a player that's it. We make him wear a Michael Jordan jersey.
Yes.
Yeah, that is sick.
There it is.
Is
All
that
right.
it? Is that our
That's
wager?
it.
Yeah, I
That's
can
it.
deal with that. Where would I can find one.
All right,
That's
so we
easy.
got a fist shake on it. We got a fist shake on it because we can't handshake. But okay, so that's the wager. Just so that we're on the record, it's on air.
Yeah.
Reese will wear something Vanderbilt. I'll wear something Tennessee
That's gonna be
Vol related.
sickening.
Probably hats would probably be the easiest thing.
Yeah.
We just I'll give you a hat or
You gotta wear it
give
the
me a
whole.
t-
Yeah,
You gotta
I
wear it the
like
whole
that.
day, not just on the show. The whole day, the whole Wednesday.
I'm not wearing that to class.
No, you got
No,
to.
I
You
think
got
that's
to.
fair.
That's
All
fair.
right, that's fair.
Now
That's
but
fair.
then you have to wear a jersey. We'll have to find you a
That's
Michael
fine.
Jordan jersey. I'm sure we can find it.
Yeah.
Or get a hat that says MJ is better than LeBron.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
There's
dude.
some on Amazon or Etsy or something.
We'll just we could wear it on the show 1 week or whatever.
Well, Amazon knows the truth. That's the thing.
That
Like,
is the
Oh,
that is the
that's
thing.
the only reason they got.
No
yeah.
doubt.
They said make me wear Caleb Williams.
Oh yeah. Caleb Williams
can't
is my
do it.
favorite person ever.
No, I
Oh my
can't do it.
gosh.
I cry.
Let's see. Paige says make Dylan wear Caleb Williams his favorite person. That's hilarious. Thank you, Paige, for that. All right, so we're gonna move on. But so I think. What was your dark horse? We didn't get to you. We got to get to you. Who's your dark horse?
Like I was saying earlier, South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah, 20. I think they were 27-6.
Yeah. There's
they-
a lot of SEC teams.
Yeah. Took out my boys in Tennessee a couple times. They've been back and forth with Kentucky. Back in, I don't know if they were back and forth with Auburn or anything like that, but they battled with all the top teams.
Yep.
And they have won a nice majority of them. So, and people sleep on them. They coach one SEC Coach of the Year.
Who? Oh yeah, Lamont Paris.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It'll be interesting. There's a lot of SEC teams in, which is
Yeah.
great for the SEC. I mean, who do you have? Tennessee, Kentucky, A&M,
Auburn,
Auburn.
Alabama, A&M, Mississippi State,
So you
Florida.
have 8,
Florida,
7, 8.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Which I mean, yeah, best basketball conference. That's what
Yep.
happens.
best football. It's a,
Best conference. It just
It's
means
the best
more.
conference,
It just
yeah.
means
That's what
more.
I'm saying.
Just means more.
yeah.
All right, so play began yesterday. Technically, as the play-in game started, they will finish them tonight, and then official play starts tomorrow, which will be awesome. I am off tomorrow, so I get to watch a
Hey,
lot of
let's
these
go.
while I do schoolwork for Doc V. Shout out Doc V. Before we move on, we'd like
Same.
to announce, say, hey, listen, we're on social media. We have Twitter and we have Instagram. We're doing really good on Instagram. We have like 20-something followers. Now, Twitter, we're not doing so well. We only have 5, but one of them is Coach Fanning.
Shout
of
out,
Austin-
Coach.
Roland
Shout out
Fanning.
Coach Fanning.
Shout out.
But yeah, follow us on social media at Role Players, APSU for both Instagram and Twitter, aka X. So yeah, give us a follow on those. We try to post a couple times a week. I do my best to post on it. I'm not the greatest at it, but I try. So yeah, we're gonna move on. As the women's March Madness tournament is also set.
This is the one I'm waiting for.
This is what you want to talk
That's
about.
crazy.
So
That's
March,
not crazy.
So March Madness is here for the women's as well. South Carolina is the number 1 overall seed, as they have yet to lose a game this season. As I just knocked on wood.
They should have lost in the SEC tournament to Tennessee. But
Well,
that-
But y'all don't know how to
Camila
guard.
Cardozo went from deep.
yeah, which that's the first ever 3-point shot she's ever made in her career at South Carolina.
It's March, baby.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not
It's
saying
March, baby.
I'm not saying it was a bad shot because that's the shot that they gave, and that's bad coaching on the Lady Vols part. But man, like, watch out.
I'm not gonna say that was bad.
That's
coaching.
not
I
bad.
think that's
It's
a part
like-
of
horrible
I
coaching.
think that's a part of March.
That's like, hey, if we're gonna get beat by someone who has never literally
I
made
would
a
lose.
3,
I could take my L like that.
that's a tough way
Yeah,
to lose.
but-
But like, it's kind of like, okay, that's once in a million chances.
With 1.3 seconds on the clock, you don't run somebody at her.
No,
They were too focused on everybody
No.
else. They were
No.
like, all right, she's not
Are
gonna.
you
She's not gonna.
serious?
that's
she's
like
not
that's
gonna-
like Shaq shooting a 3.
Yeah.
You live or Dwight Howard.
I get that, but you
live
don't.
with it.
But you don't just let them shoot it. You literally run somebody at her once she
Nah.
catches it.
I don't know, man. I get it, but it's kind of like
He like-
the odds
that's the
of
fandom. That's the fandom
that is the
coming.
fandom.
That's the fandom.
That is the fandom. But all right, they will pay. They will.
I'm still baffled that you guys.
I'm just
that
saying
y'all's
the
ball knowledge is not.
I'm just
like-
saying the odds of it happening were so little.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But the
I-
odds of it happening when she's open are more than if you
True.
run somebody.
That's
at
true,
her.
but I'm saying that they were so focused on everybody
Yes,
else.
Dylan.
to a certain right.
I get what you're saying to a degree.
I
I
get
get
it.
what you're saying. Like an open shot, anyone can make it. But it's
Yeah.
at the same time, I think that was literally her first 3-point shot she's ever
Ever.
made in college.
That was.
Yeah.
That was
So
statistically
so it's like
proven.
So
yeah.
it's like statistically, the odds of that happening are so.
They literally 50-50.
Yeah, but like
Literally,
she's
less
no,
than
they're
50-50.
literally 50-50. I don't think she's ever attempted one either.
Well, when it's open, it's 50-50.
I mean, they make contested shots.
That's
too.
true.
We can move on from this.
All right.
He
That's
hurt.
just-
He
Well,
hurt.
to
He hurt.
speak about Camila Cardoza, they will have to play. I don't know if they've done the play-in games for Sacred Heart and Presbyterian yet.
No, I think they.
Because I think their playing games, you said, start today, right?
Yeah, I think it's today and tomorrow.
So they will have to play their first round game against either Sacred Heart or Presbyterian. It's kind of the same thing as Stetson. It's like, hey, great, you made the tournament. You got to play the best team in the entire country,
Yeah.
the defending national champion, any team that hasn't lost yet. But they will have to play without Camila Cardoza. She is suspended for the first game of the tournament. Do you think that gives them any chance, either team, Presbyterian or Sacred Heart, any chance at all?
No.
They give them hope, but don't give them a chance.
It gives them something. It's not a lot, but it's
They give
something.
them hope, but don't give them a
It
chance.
don't even give them hope, dude. I mean,
And then your girl or woman, Caitlin Clark, she will take on the
Yep.
winner of Holy Cross
Yep.
and UT
You look-
Martin.
You know, right now I feel intertwined with all of these women in this bracket. I have they got a special place in my heart.
Yeah, but Clark's first, right? She's the top of the peg. She's like the top of the pegging
what
order.
about Haley Van Lith?
Well,
That's
she-
wifey right there. Haley, if you watching Stinker Butt, I miss you. I'm just telling you right
Jeez.
now.
Okay, all right. Well, if we don't get canceled
Yeah,
next week,
seriously.
Y'all don't like Haley?
no,
I
I'm
like Haley.
I like
She's
Haley.
cool.
She's cool.
She's a good ball player.
Yep.
I love her.
And
following
see, Texas and USC, the other number one seeds. The only, I found this out, a little factoid the other night. The only 16th seed to beat a number one seed actually happened back in 1998. So it happened well before the men's did.
What a year.
Yep, I wasn't even a thought yet.
Me neither.
As Harvard beat Stanford in 1998 as a 16th seed, as Stanford was the number one seed. So do you think we could potentially see that again this year in the women's bracket, or no?
The one seeds are just too good.
Yeah.
You think it's just that there's too much of that gap?
Yeah.
For the women's bracket, I swear if you just scratch the one seeds all the way through and don't fill out the rest of your bracket, you probably will have the Final Four.
Nah.
I don't know about that. I mean, I see USC could
Yeah.
potentially get knocked off.
I
mean,
see them getting knocked.
Mark my
They might be
words,
the
folks.
first round upset, in my opinion. They could really be a first
I
round
mean,
upset.
again, Cardoza not being with South Carolina definitely hurts them.
Yeah,
You
but
get-
you're playing Sacred Heart and Presbyterian doesn't even have scholarships. Presbyterian can't even give
but
scholarships to their
but
women's
Reese,
basketball
That's what I'm
team.
saying. Again, that's the reason why the March Madness juju it makes my antennas
there.
go out, because it's like
That's
that would be
true.
the perfect. That would be the absolute
But
perfect
if South Carolina
storyline.
lose, I'm pretty sure 98% of the brackets will
Oh,
be
they're
broke.
busted.
Oh, it'll be
Yeah.
100%. There might be that one guy that's like, hey, just for kicks, I'll make one where they lose. But
Yeah.
but yeah, dude, that would be the craziest storyline ever. A team that never didn't lose the entire season, one of their best players gets knocked out because of suspension, and then a team that literally full of non-scholarship players comes in and just.
Yeah. It probably won't. It'd be nice to imagine
No.
and hope and dream.
Now, if there is someone who has made a bracket where Presbyterian or Sacred Heart wins, and they do find a way to upset them, that person needs to go to the gas station to buy a lottery
Right
ticket
ticket ASAP.
immediately.
Yeah.
So, but it'll be fun. I think you did say you had a bracket, Dylan, where LSU and South Carolina rematched at some point.
Yeah. I made a lot, like y'all made a lot of men's. I made a lot of women's because,
I made 27 men's brackets.
27?
25 of the ESPN, and then I have 2 brackets that are worth a little something on the
that's
side.
an obsession, bro.
27?
That's a problem.
Dude, I'm trying to get the $100,000.
I thought it was a
I
meal.
thought it was $1 million.
Well, it's $1 million if you get perfect. It's
What's-
$100,000 if you get the best bracket for ESPN.
Ah.
If you get
Oh,
the perfect
really?
bracket, if you get a perfect bracket, I think it's Warren.
$1 million.
Warren
After
Buffett.
tax.
Warren Buffett said that he will give you $1 million. If
So
you-
is that $2 million or just $1 million?
no, it's $1 million.
but
not
like
none
after,
taxed.
I don't know if it's taxes involved. I mean, either way, I'll take it.
I think
Yeah.
I think it just wires into your bank account, Dylan.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
And then Uncle
Yeah.
Sam goes, "Hello,
No,
Reese."
you can't touch a donation.
The IRS.
Oh, yes, they can.
Yeah, they can, which is
Yeah, they can
crazy.
do whatever they want.
Whatever they
touch
want.
Whatever they
Yeah.
All right, but it'll be interesting. That's the thing, is there are some very interesting matchups that we could see. We could see Angel Reese matched up against Caitlin Clark. We could see an Angel Reese and Camila Cardoza rematch. There's a lot of
And we can possibly not see neither one of them.
we could, yep.
We could see nobody None of these star teams,
which would be kind of a not great way to finish the season after it's been such a great storyline season.
Yeah,
I mean, according to Christian, we could see Presbyterian in the Final Four.
Heck yeah, man.
No, you're tripping, dog.
That would be the ultimate just shot to the women's bracket. You know, anybody involved in women's basketball would be so sad.
They'd be
that'll hurt.
It'd be cool for like 2 seconds, and then it'd be like,
no,
all
it
right.
won't be cool at all.
They'd be like, all right, no, that was literally the greatest possibly women's team of all time, just getting knocked out by just some
shooters.
Some
shooters, man.
Oh man, that would be crazy though.
That'd be tough.
It probably won't happen. I mean, I'd be shocked if it did. All right. Now let's move on as we get to NFL free agency, or trades, as there's been not that much activity since last week, but we have seen some interesting trades. We have seen some interesting signings. The big trade deadline news, or the deadline, not really deadline, but the big trade news is your guy, Justin Fields, has been traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers in exchange for a 25 conditional 6th-round pick that could turn into a 4th-round pick if he plays 51% of the time this upcoming season, which is not likely because they have already said that Russell Wilson will be the starter unless he gets hurt. They have already said, the Steelers have, that Justin Fields will be the number 2 and will learn under Russell Wilson, which is kind of strange.
That's the right thing to do.
I don't agree with that. I think you should let the competition go out, and whoever's the best player win the job.
Not in this case.
I think that's interesting because I think that's what got Russell Wilson into this mess in the first place, is that he went to a place where he got catered. Like he was catered to at all points in the day. And when you don't have to like strive for anything, when you know it does not matter what I do during the process of the day or the week, I'm going to start on Sundays. It's like you kind of get a little hesitant about things. You know, you're just kind of like, oh, well, you know, I mean, we play the Commanders this week. Like, their defense is not that great. Like, I might skip like an hour on film study, and then that's how you throw picks, and that's how you fumble the football and make bad reads, and that's where he's at.
Yeah, and I understand that there is a spot in the NFL for a lot of guys, like a Patrick Mahomes, like a Josh Allen, like a Lamar Jackson. Like even some of these other guys, like Matthew Stafford, where like barring injury, you're the starter.
Right.
But when you're coming to a new team for both quarterbacks and you haven't played for Mike Tomlin, and I'm very shocked that Mike Tomlin isn't like, hey, no, this is open competition. This is whoever the best guy is.
Honestly, I really am too, to be honest.
I only think so because for 2 reasons. For one, it's the future. We're looking at, for Pittsburgh, they've never had a losing season under Tomlin, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So we get another one, 10-8 or whatever, 10-7, whatever it is. You go positive again, wild card, lose first round. You see all the weaknesses that you had this season with Russell Wilson, and you give Justin Fields to play with house money. Whatever he needs and it's time to go, he sat back. Russell Hall of Famer, right? Give or take, yes, no?
Roughly. He's not a first ballot, but
Arguable.
I think he will be a first.
Okay.
I think he will be a Hall of Famer at some point.
He get to sit behind a Hall of Fame quarterback for a year, Hall of Fame coach, and the coaching staff is always legit in Pittsburgh no matter what position it is.
Yep.
So he gets a year to just sit back and really hone in on this offense. And next year, you get the keys. They're going to get another receiver. They got Pickens out there on this lonely, They got Najee.
Deontay Johnson.
He got traded to the Panthers.
Yeah, he got to the Panthers.
Oh, gosh.
Yep.
That's
The O-line can do some work, but
Yep.
That's what you find too.
They're young across the O-line.
Their defense is legit.
Yeah, the defense is, you got Patrick Queen, Fitzpatrick, you legit.
TJ Watt.
Oh,
TJ
forgot
Watt.
about TJ. I don't know how I did that. But you stacked.
Yep.
Oh, you got to do one more year.
I understand that they're getting Russ for free.
And you get him for
which is probably the biggest reason why.
a meal ticket.
But it's like you said, when you know that you're not having any competition at all, that does take a little bit out of you.
That's what I'm saying.
He got cut, bro.
I understand that.
They wasted $85 million on him.
That's true.
A previous regime did, yeah.
You know what they got to do to your pride as a man? They rather eat $85 million than have me sit here and rot.
It's the scene in Moneyball. I watched that the other night
yeah.
where he goes, the Yankees think so little of you, they'd rather pay you $3.5 million to play against them. It's way bigger in Russ's case because they're like the Broncos think so little of you. They'd rather give you $2 or $5 million to play against them. Which is insane.
And they got to eat 85 dead cap.
Yep, which is insane. But again, I don't know. I didn't feel like that was kind of a good move to say, hey, this is your job no matter what. Like, have a little competition at least.
I don't think it's like,
because then Justin Fields is going into camp. He's like, well, why am I going to try to compete? Why am I going to try to get better? I understand that he's going to do that because he's a professional, but it's kind of like, well, if I already know. And again, it's like whoever the backup quarterback in Kansas City knows, okay, I'm not competing for Patrick Mahomes' job.
Yeah.
But it's different. It's a little different.
Yeah, Russell Wilson's not Patrick Mahomes.
No.
I mean,
and neither is
frankly,
Justin
not even
Fields.
close.
Yeah,
neither is Justin
not
Fields.
in his prime.
But you had to know the Bears were not going to keep Justin Fields. I'm sorry. Like for
No.
anybody that thought that was like even in the realm of possibility, they were not paying him $40 million regardless of their situation, especially when they had the number 1 overall pick and you can pay Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels or Drake May, whoever they take,
It's going to be Caleb
half
Williams.
of that.
Yeah.
So you can pay Caleb Williams half of that and
Over
get
5 years.
almost the same product, maybe even more.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Caleb Williams is supposedly the next guy.
They hyping him up at
I hope
USC.
he's not, honestly.
We'll see.
I hope he ain't either, bro. And that's not me hating, bro.
Yeah,
I hope
seriously.
to get proved wrong, but I just don't rock with
You
bro.
know, again, it's
I
just
do not rock with
he's
him.
had a lot of moments at USC where you're like, "Ooh, they're not great. He had some moments where you're like, wow.
No, he can throw the ball.
But you also had some moments you're like, "Ugh."
But that's it, though. He can only
You
throw
know.
the ball. He like Anthony Richardson part 2 for me.
Well, he's kind of got that Kyler Murray thing where he can like just run around like
That too.
he's a child in the sense that nobody can catch him. But I don't know. It'll be interesting. We'll talk about the draft later. I think we'll talk about it a little bit here in upcoming. Other trade news, since Russ and Fields is now in Pittsburgh, Kenny Pickett's is out the door. He is sent to the Eagles. For him, the 120 pick overall to the Eagles in exchange for the 98th pick and 225 7th-round picks. Kenny Pickett, I don't know if he ever was given a true chance in Pittsburgh.
He had,
but
2-3 years?
He had 2 years,
Yeah.
but he was also
He got
hurt.
hurt
Yeah.
last
But he
year,
also
too, so.
didn't put up really good stats
Yeah, he
either.
did.
Like his stats were not good. He's thrown 10 touchdowns in his career.
Yeah, but what was interesting is like the statistics would show you that he played horrible the first 3 quarters, but in prime time situations
He'd
like
find a way to
fourth
win.
quarter, he'd find a way to make that one throw or
Yep.
to make something happen with his feet,
That's all you need.
and they'd win the game.
Yeah.
You know?
So he'll be the backup behind Jalen Hurts, probably for the foreseeable future. And then some really big trade news, including talking about the Bears. Keenan Allen getting sent to the Bears in exchange for a 4th-round pick. So
I thought they was going to keep Justin Fields right there. That's what made me think they was keeping Justin Fields.
I mean, but boy, Keenan Allen for a 4th. I know he's a little older, but he's coming off arguably his best season of his career.
You're gonna have to pay him to that contract.
Yeah, but I mean, shoot, if you can get
You can't, bro.
If
Chargers can't afford nothing.
well, the
No.
Chargers, that trade solidified. They have to go receiver at 5. There's a kind
Yeah,
of
they
a
are.
thought that
Yeah,
was
they
like
are.
maybe they might go O-line, but no, they have to go receiver at 4. Whether that's Malik Neighbors, Romeo Dunze, or even if somehow
Harrison
Harrison,
is not dropping a 5.
I don't think he is. But again,
Yeah.
Arizona, you never know. They may trade back because there's teams like the Giants and the Vikings who are trying to get in at the quarterback battle. So the Cardinals are sitting right there at 4 going, hey, you swap picks with me and give me another 2nd-round pick this year. I'll trade spots with you.
Mm-hmm.
And get another receiver like a Neighbors or a Dunze or even an offensive lineman later in the draft.
Especially with the Cardinals that really other than the defensive side of the ball, they really don't need a whole lot. Like they need some depth, but they really don't need any really star players anymore of them. I mean with Kyler and whatnot.
Yeah, I would say offensive line. Receiver is the offensive spot where you'd look at and say they're probably the weakest.
Yeah,
But even then, it's like
On the offensive side of the ball, they ain't got nothing.
Marquise Brown and
No,
He
Marquise
went
Brown
with the
went
Chiefs.
to the Chiefs.
Where am I? Well,
You've been
I've
playing golf,
I've
man.
been gone, so that gets. I
You've
mean,
you've
been,
playing golf,
in golf mode. No,
Yeah.
Hollywood Brown went to the Chiefs.
So then I really don't know what I'm saying. Then if that's, I mean, that's the guy I was.
I was
putting
gonna say,
you
man,
to.
it's on the
Marquise
rundown.
Brown.
But,
I
but
know,
you,
but
it's
you,
where
hold on, you
is it?
hold
Where is
Marquise
it?
Brown as a star.
I mean, it is third page, but
on
it
the
is on
next
the
page.
rundown.
Yeah, that checks out. But no, I mean, so yeah, why would they trade down if Marvin Harrison Jr. is on the board?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
At 2?
If
They
the
got
price
2,
is
don't they?
right.
No, we have 2.
Oh, so they got 4 initially.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right. Y'all do got 2.
Mhm.
Oh my God, y'all still have 2.
This will be
Let's
crazy.
go.
I think that you guys have 6 picks out of the top 100. The Commanders.
We have
which
like
is crazy.
11 picks in the entire draft.
Yeah,
I'm sad y'all let Howell go though.
Yeah, that sucks, but at least we got picks out of it.
Yeah. Some really big retirement news. Aaron Donald, the man, the myth, the legend, has officially
I
retired.
knew it.
His accolades are pretty long. He's a 1-time Super Bowl champ, a 1-time Defensive Rookie of the Year, a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, an 8-time First Team All-Pro, and a 10-time Pro Bowler. There's no doubt in any of our minds that he will be a first ballot Hall of Famer as he finished his career, as with the graphic shows, 543 tackles, 111 sacks. And then, again, you see his accolades, 8-time All-Pro, 10-time Pro Bowler, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, well, I tell you what, quarterbacks in the NFL are super happy.
Yeah,
I know.
especially in that division.
Yeah, especially in that's the NFC West, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, they are so happy.
Was
I think
it
Kyler.
49ers, Kyler.
Patrick. Isn't Patrick Mahomes in that division?
No, he's
No,
AFC.
that's AFC.
Dude, what is with you
What
today?
am I saying? No, okay, my fault. Yeah, he's with
Grief.
sorry, he's with Vegas, and Vegas just revamped their defensive line with Christian Wilkins
Yep.
and then
Oh,
Max
yeah, they
Crosby.
did. There you go. It's starting to come back
It's
now.
starting to click, dude. But y'all have no idea what I've been through these past couple
He's
weeks,
exhausted. It's okay,
You have
guys.
no
He's-
Nah, I think I'm with you, bro.
I'm
But
with
yes, no, Patrick Mahomes is going to have a problem with those two
Bro,
guys
no,
on the
he's
defensive
not,
line.
bro.
Bro, okay.
Don't
it. The
nobody
refs will
care.
make up for it.
Yeah, true.
Come on, bro. Don't go. there.
But no, man, Aaron Donald, shout out to him, man. Just a Hall
Yeah.
of Fame career,
No
and
I
doubt.
don't know what we gonna do.
I don't know. Pray that he comes back.
He's not
Yeah.
coming back.
He's
He
not coming
pulls the
back.
Tom
He's,
Brady.
He been 1 foot in,
Yeah.
1 foot out the last 2
He
years.
he
Ever
steps.
since we won.
He steps in the door, and you just hear, "I'm coming home.
I'm
I'm coming home. Tell the world
He's still in shape.
I'm
How old is
coming
he?
home." Dude, he's jacked. He is just a muscle. That's all he is. It's just one big muscle.
Yeah.
Oh man, but shout out to him, man.
Oh,
Hall of Fame, first
great
ballot Hall of
career.
Fame career. That's a guy that, he's a first ballot Hall of
He's
Famer.
32.
Yeah, but he's defensive line. He's an interior defensive lineman too. That a 32-year-old interior defensive lineman might as well be like a 50-year-old man.
Hey, look,
That's
man.
true.
He's still in
What
good
what
shape.
was that? What was that defensive lineman that played for like the Bills and like he had like a beard, number 95. I think his last name was Williams.
Yeah, Kyle Williams.
Kyle Williams. He played for forever.
Yeah, when he retired, it truly was like a, hey, this is the old man,
Yeah.
like leaving the young kids. He's like everybody's granddad basically, but he wasn't near as good as Aaron Donald.
No. But that's kind of the same like age wise.
Yeah.
he was like the one guy I remember that played forever.
Yeah, which Aaron Donald, I mean, shoot, he played for a long time, and he still could have probably gone, but he's probably like, all right, I've done everything I wanted to
Yeah,
do.
exactly.
I've got a ring. I've got so many accolades. I've got so many dollar bills in my bank account. I'm good. Some other retirement news. Leighton Vander Esch from the Cowboys decided to hang it up after multiple neck injuries, so he is done. 6-year career. You hate to see a guy go out because of injury,
you
but
do.
he was just a guy that was kind of always hurt. I know that's, you don't want a guy to get hurt, but I know that probably makes you a little better, a little happier as a Commander fan, even though you're signing like all their free agents.
Well, we hardly played against him because he was injured so often. So which sucks because he's probably one of the better linebackers in the league right now
When he plays.
But
That's a light spot right now in the NFL. Not a lot of linebackers, true linebackers
Mm-hmm.
anymore.
Yeah, because they're all coverage. They're all basically safeties.
Yeah.
that can come down in the box and make a play.
And rush. Yeah.
Yep. So let's see some notable free agent moves, as we mentioned, as Hollywood Brown goes to the Chiefs, Curtis Samuel goes to the Bills, Eric Armstead, boy, that was upset about that
No,
one.
that was crazy.
That one stung for me. He signs with the Jags. DJ Reader, another one that stung, signs with the Lions. Tyron Smith signs with the Jets. I know Aaron Rodgers is a lot happier.
Yep.
And Chase Young signs with the Saints.
I did not understand that.
I didn't understand it either. I know we were going after him, but not for $13 million in 1 year. No, thank you.
And he's finna have surgery or procedure done right now.
Boy, the Saints are they are like one of
they
the worst.
Cap space is
Yeah, because they do stuff like this.
Yeah.
They don't know how to handle the cap space, and then their general manager will sit there with this piece of gum and they'll go, "All right," but he's a really good ball player.
And
I
it's
know.
like, are we serious?
It's
right
like,
now?
dude, is this the guy that you're saying take our team? He'll just sit there, he's a really good ball player,
They tripping.
but he's just always hurt. We'll just
And
get him not
that's-
hurt. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Some notable free agents will be Mike Williams. You can scratch him off because he signed with the Jets. I think as of today or yesterday.
I think it was
I think
yesterday.
it's- yeah. Mekhi Becton is currently free agent. I hope the Titans take a feeler out on him, see what happens with him. Justin Simmons, Trent Brown, you can take him off because he signed with the Bengals. Jamal Adams and Odell Beckham Jr. So, some good players out there, but free agency has definitely slowed down. It kind of usually does this kind of before the draft. You know, guys kind of wait and see where everything happens with the draft, and then they're like, all right, well, I'll go to the team that needs me the most.
I think OBJ gonna go to Kansas City.
That would be crazy. You go from Rashee Rice being your best receiver, which he probably still would be, but then you add Odell, Hollywood Brown, whoever they add in the draft, with Travis Kelce. I tell you what they need though is tackles.
Yeah.
They are desperate. Donovan Smith is a free agent. They won't
They
sign
lost
him.
their guard to the Commanders. We picked him up.
Allegretti.
Allegretti. Yeah.
They need
still
offensive line bad.
They still the one guy or the two guys that are kind of anchoring that right now are Trey Smith at the right guard and then Creed Humphrey center.
Yeah, I know Joe Tooney was hurt in the Super Bowl with a pec.
So he'll be back.
Well, it may not be back for the first part of the season.
Yeah.
Is that bad?
Pec season's usually like you're done for the year,
Pecs are they're the yeah.
especially for offensive line because all you
how are you
use
gonna,
is
you right.
all you use is your arm.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jawan Taylor, if he's still under contract. I hope not. If I'm the Chiefs fan, but I think he is. So, but Donovan Smith is a free agent. They may sign him if they're just like, hey, we need somebody. But they need.
That's the big guy.
That's a
at
left
the end.
tackle
Yeah,
that always gets
The
penalties.
holding, now let him go.
Well, you need somebody to block.
Nah, he ain't worth.
Maybe get somebody in the third round that you're like,
I block.
I just hope.
Yeah.
Draft somebody in the third round, hopefully.
Yeah.
This the one good thing about this draft is one, it's wide receiver heavy, and there's a few offensive linemen that are plug and play guys.
There's 5 in the first round, and I'm
That's what I'm
like,
saying,
if the
yeah.
Titans draft any 5 of them, I'll be happy. But Joe Alt is my guy.
Joe Alt, yeah. There's a guy from BYU that I'm really high on. I'm not even gonna because I'm gonna botch his name. But the Commanders have had him in for a top 30 meeting. I know the Titans were going to do the same thing, and then a couple the Giants were going to do it as well. So he's from BYU. I forget his name.
Yeah, the guy I like is the Oregon State guy, Tennessee Fuaga. I think is how you say it. I'm probably butchering it. But he's a Samoan, and I mean, you know how I appreciate Samoan football players.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he's a guy that would probably play guard for us.
Yeah.
Rather than tackle, but God Almighty, he's a guy that he's always on the ground with somebody. Like he's always on top of somebody.
He one of them.
He's a nasty guy, and I love guys who play offensive line who are nasty.
I thought you.
No, Joe Alt, but Joe
fixed
Alt's
it.
like the most polished. Like Joe Alt's probably the most NFL ready player in this draft.
Yeah, he got it down.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
dude, Marv's pretty dang close.
he's
right?
close,
I
but
mean,
also
Marv who?
Harrison.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
He's probably close, but I mean Joe Alt's literally like you plug him in, and he's like a 3-year vet. Like he's played already.
That's true. Yeah.
So we got about 2 minutes left before we get out of here. The draft is about a month away as it takes place April 25th and 27th. Caleb Williams is probably now the number 1 pick locked into the Chicago Bears. Many people have your Commanders taking Jaden Daniels at number 2, which I think makes a lot of sense.
I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, that's fine.
either him or Drake May. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
sold on Drake
everybody's
May.
off on Drake May for some reason.
Dude.
I don't know why.
You flip on Drake May's tape and
I don't know why
that
people are off
guy.
on him, but everyone's saying that he may fall. But I
That's
don't know.
interesting.
A guy that everyone's on right now that I don't make sense is J.J. McCarthy.
Yes, why?
Why? Why is he a first
System
rounder?
quarterback.
Did everyone forget
yeah.
about Michael Penix Jr.? Like he was a first round pick a month ago, and then now they're like he may not even go in the third round.
Which that's a lot due to his age too. I mean, I think he's 25 right now.
Yeah, he's a little bit older.
But still, it's like, dude, this J.J. McCarthy guy. Like, I just watch him, and yeah, granted, they won the
This
national
J.J.
championship.
McCarthy guy.
But why is he a first round pick?
Yeah, he's not first
Exactly.
round. He's like
nothing-
third, fourth round.
If you see some of the throws that he makes, like from hash to sideline, those long throws.
Yeah,
like
they
on
stay
out
up there
routes.
for a minute.
They got
Dude,
a
those
whole
things,
lot of
that thing's going back the other way for 6.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey's taking out the other way.
It doesn't even have to be Jalen Ramsey. I mean, it can literally be one of the most average defensive backs in the league.
Yeah.
And like that thing's going for 6 the other way. Like I
Yeah.
hope the Giants take him. I hope the Giants take
It'd
him.
be like taking a worse version of Daniel Jones.
Smaller and
Daniel
worse.
Jones ain't that bad.
That's what I'm saying.
For the contract he has, he's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as a player, he's not bad.
Yeah, okay.
And he's also
Yeah.
behind a terrible offensive line.
Yeah.
As
And
is like
7 other
of the league,
yeah.
dude.
Including my team.
Yeah, including mine.
But yeah,
Can't say
so
that.
we'll talk about it. But we talked about it. J.J. McCarthy, I don't think he's a first rounder in any of our minds.
No.
I don't see it. And then for me, obviously, we talked about Reese. You think Jaden Daniels or Drake May at 2, a quarterback, obviously.
Quarterback, yeah.
For me, Joe Alt is the guy. Penn State tackle as well. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. Fashanu.
Olu Fashanu.
Yeah.
Olau Fashanu.
He's like the most athletic, I think, out of anybody. But I think Joe Alt's just literally, like you said, a plug-in, and he's your day one starter.
Yeah.
So he makes the most sense. And as long as we take an offensive lineman, if it's him, I'd be super excited. It's a boring pick, but
he
hey,
should be there though for you guys, right?
Yeah, the only team I could see them kind of messing this up is again if like the Arizona Cardinals or the Chargers say, "Hey, we're going to go offensive line," because they could both use offensive line
Easily, yeah.
So I could see one of them kind of messing up, but I don't see the Chargers doing that now. They need a
Yeah.
receiver. The Cardinals might mess this up for us.
But the Cardinals need wide receiver bad.
Yeah, but they need offensive line bad. They just cut
I
DJ Humphries.
think if the Chargers can't get Harrison, go get an old lineman.
Yeah, but you got Neighbors there
Believe
too.
Neighbors, man, that guy's cold.
Yeah, we'll talk about this more in the
Route
future.
runner.
Yeah.
As we gotta wrap this up, guys. Paige is probably back there. She may not even be in the studio now at this point. But a huge shout out to
never
her.
go off.
Yeah, huge shout out to Paige. She did both of our shows today for the second week in a row. Huge shout out to her. Shout out to give her a clap. Huge shout out to Steve Sawyer for helping make the show run, as well as David Ellison and Doc V for allowing us to use this lovely studio as well. Thanks to you guys. Hopefully we'll be back next week. Are you going to be back with golf, or are you going to be busy next week?
I'll be here next week.
Good, because
Yep.
if you said no, then I was going to have an issue with
Take that up with Robbie Wilson
yeah.
at apsu.edu.
All right. But yeah, guys, we're excited next week. This is Crunch Time. We'll see you guys. Or not Crunch Time. Golly.
Oh, no.
It's
we
role
botched it.
players. We'll see you guys next week, guys. Peace.